Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Amanda Nurul Hidayah from A2 class of Speaking Transactional Function. Right now, I will perform all of my competencies in this subject for my final exam. This video will be divided into 5 parts with different topics. Alright, without any further ado, let's get started. In this part, I will explain what a transaction is in speaking, examples of transactional activities, and perform an example of transactional conversation. So, a transaction is an interaction that focuses on getting something done rather than maintaining social interaction. There are two different kinds of transaction. The first one refers to transactions where the focus is on giving and receiving information and where the participants focus on what is said or achieved. For example, asking someone for directions. The second type refers to transactions that involve obtaining goods or services. For example, checking into a hotel. Talking in the situations is often information focused. The example of transactional activities such as ordering food in a restaurant, ordering a taxi, checking into a hotel, changing money at a bank, getting a haircut, buying something in a store, borrowing a book from the library, etc. Hello, excuse me. Hello, can I help you? Yes, please. Do you know where the nearest bookstore is? The nearest one is called Charisma. From this street, you just have to turn left and then just go straight. The bookstore will be on your left. Alright, I will remember it all. Thank you. My pleasure. In this part, I will explain what an intention is, examples of an intention, and perform an example of intention conversation. An intention is an idea or plan of what you are going to do. Example of intentions can be when you intended to study all day but you had another thing to do. You can say, my original intention was to study all day. Or when you have no intention of changing your job, you can say, I have no intention of changing jobs. Hi, do you already have any plan for holiday? Not really. How about you? I intend to spend my holiday in my hometown. Your hometown? Where is it? Pontianak. I missed my hometown so much. It has been a year since the last time I visited my hometown. In this part, I will explain what a gambit is, examples of conversation gambits, and perform the conversation gambits. A gambit is a word or phrase which helps us to express what we are trying to say. Example 1. When you want to start a conversation, you can say, I would like to start by looking at the introduction first. Or, I suggest we start talking about what exactly happened yesterday. Example 2. When you want to ask for your partner's opinion, you can say, is there anything you would like to add? Or, how do you feel about? Or, how about you? Example 3. When you want to ask for clarification, you can say, sorry, could you repeat what you just said? Or, could you explain this to me once more, please? And still so many examples. You can pause for a moment and take a look at those examples. So that is all we are going to do for our school trip. Don't come late on the day. Excuse me, I didn't quite catch what you just said about our school trip. And the D-Day, when is the exact date of the D-Day? It's Sunday this week. I see. Thank you. In this part, I will explain what agreeing and disagreeing are. examples of agreeing and disagreeing, and perform an example of agreeing and disagreeing conversation. Agreeing means having the same opinion or the same mind. Meanwhile, disagreeing means having a different opinion or mind. When you want to say that you agree with someone, you can say, I agree with you, I am with you, I approve it, I feel the same, etc. Meanwhile, when you want to say that you disagree with someone, you can say, I don't agree, I disagree, I beg to differ, I couldn't agree with you less, I don't entirely agree with you, I don't think so, I don't feel the same, etc. Hey, what do you think about the movie that we just watched? I think it's not as good as people make it seem to be. Right? I agree with you. I think it was due to the lack of chemistry between the actors. I don't think so. I think it was because of the story was too rushed. I can feel it too. In this part, I will explain the difference in the meaning and the usage of sorry, excuse me, and pardon, and also perform an example of sorry, excuse me, and pardon conversation. Sorry is used to express apology, convey condolences, to give unpleasant news, or to express regret, to ask someone to repeat something, to refuse an offer, etc. For example, when you lie to someone and they find out about it, you can say, I'm sorry for lying to you, I actually didn't mean to. Or when you have already made a plan to go out with your friends, but then you can't go out for some reason, you can say, I'm sorry for canceling the plans at the last minute. Or when your friend is offering you to study together, but you already have another plan, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't come, I already had another thing to do. Excuse me is used to grab someone's attention, to move so you could walk past by, to go away from the place you are in, etc. For example, you want to tell important news to your classmates, but they are too busy with their own business. You can say, excuse me, could you all please pay attention to me for a moment? I have something important to tell you. Or when you notice that someone isn't paying attention to what you are saying, you can say, excuse me, are you listening? Or when you want to go to the toilet, you can ask the teacher or the lecturer for permission by saying, excuse me, may I go to the toilet please? Pardon is not used as often as sorry and excuse me. Pardon is a very formal way of saying sorry. It is used to say sorry, to forgive someone for bad or wrong behavior. For example, you are talking to someone important or two important people, and then you are in a situation where you need to apologize for something. Therefore, you can say, I beg your pardon. So, we are going to do this. Excuse me, are you listening to me? I'm sorry, could you please repeat what you just said? Ma'am, I beg your pardon for talking too much. It's alright. I think that is all the performance for me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.